Oh, and then I have to make sure that I turn my volume down on YouTube because otherwise it'll echo. Okay, it's almost there. Just setting it up. Done. Yay. Oh, and then I have to make sure that I turn my volume down on YouTube because otherwise it'll echo. Boom, there. As I was saying that, I'm like, that's why I have to do that. Otherwise,
Yeah.
because there's a little lag too. But anyway, hi, everybody. So it's Lynn from Conscious Beauty Collective and Masami, of course, and I am so happy to be here with Jane. Jane is the best. You are the bomb.
Ah,
And Jane has this incredible line of products. And what I really love about her products, a lot of things, but they're super unique. I mean, I see a lot of skincare, I see a lot of clean beauty, and Jane's are truly exceptional. They work, they're really unique, and they have a very wide appeal. Like, who doesn't want glowy skin? Who doesn't want to have, feel good and have your muscles not ache, right? I just think they're incredible. So we're going to dig into this a little bit more today, and get a little bit behind the scenes of what makes her products so interesting. And I kind of want to know how she came up with these ideas to make a glow stick and a pixie stick and different color pixie. That I was thinking about that. Like, how did you even come up with that? Like, that's crazy to me. All right. So why don't you just give a little bit of intro of you of and your background, and then we can dive into some of my burning questions.
oh, yes, yes, definitely. All right. So honestly, so Corsica started because I was in the motorsports industry and I was traveling a lot with motorsports. You travel all around the country, almost every weekend. And that entails like packing makeup and stuff. And you can't get it through TSA. You have to check it. And it gets messy. I hate when my makeup like breaks, like crumbles, leaks, all that stuff. So that was one thing I always thought, I'd love to have something that's just kind of multifunctional, doesn't take as much to pack it, and it also isn't going to leak and get messy. Also, being in the sun a lot at the racetrack, I kind of, as you get older, you become more aware, like, oh, I need to watch what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my body, but how about what I'm putting on my body too? So when COVID happened, I'm one of the COVID stories. So
Ah,
basically, I couldn't go to the track because everything was shut down. You couldn't bring guests, all that. And I was in PR, so I was bringing like athletes and musicians and stuff to the track to meet our drivers. So everyone was in their bubble and shut down. So I worked with an esthetician friend of mine. I'm like, hey, since we're stuck here, this is a perfect time to try to come up with what I've always wanted. And so we did a lot of research to find the best ingredients to make it all natural, and then I really wanted something that was travel friendly. So everything we do is in a stick form. And then my son got involved. So he was here with me too during COVID. He was in college, but flew working from here.
yep.
And my daughter was here also because she was working from home. So we were all together. So my daughter helped with marketing. Ian, my son, had a chemistry background. So he started coming up with actual formulations of things to get them in that stick form. And all of our scents in our soaps, lotion bars, everything were all his formulations. So it's kind of a nice family endeavor from that way. A lot of people ask, why the name Corsica? Well, for one, we want to be a little bit different. So there aren't many beauty or skincare companies that kind of have a Mediterranean feel to them. Um, and also having been to the island of Corsica and spent time there, it's actually nicknamed the Scented Isle or the Isle of Beauty.
Mm.
And it has so many wildflowers there. And there are groups there that literally make essential oils for the aromatherapy market globally and also the perfumeries over in France, because it's just a little island off of France, if no one
Yeah.
knows what it is. Um, so I had actually brought back like some lavandin and some citron and other essential oils like that just to have like for diffusers and everything. So I started using those in the lotion bars. And so that's also why we have Corsica, because it's a beautiful place, just a really kind of simplified luxury, it's just a nice calming place. So it's really nice to kind of bring a little bit of that to everyone in our products. So
Oh
there
my
we
God. So many things that you talked about that I want to unpack. First of all, like, you're the only founder that I've met in beauty, and I've met a shit ton of beauty founders who can talk about motorsports and beauty in the same sentence. And I mean, my husband is a car guy, but he's not a beauty guy. So it's like, those are so interesting. And the travel angle is interesting too, because these days, I mean, I travel a ton. And like you're saying, I'm always looking for better travel solutions because, oh, I just came back from Dominica. I'm in the airport checking in Dominica, and the security person says, "Oh, you have to put your creams in a plastic bag, right?" And I didn't have a plastic bag. They made me go to the restaurant and buy one.
Oh my gosh.
$2. $2. Okay, Eastern Caribbean dollars, but still $2 to buy a plastic bag to put my stuff in. And it just kind of irritated me because as much as a frequent traveler that I am, I'm still not prepared. So you are way ahead of the game
Well,
because you're not just doing it with the current products you have. You actually made products that are for that.
yeah. So this is a little lotion bar. So that we started with when I traveled to Italy in September. So when I was on the flight, I took the lotion bar with me, and then our glow stick, our little
Yeah.
rose glow, and a muscle rub and a deodorant. And that's all I had. That's all I
All
needed.
you need.
And so when I got off the plane, I didn't have any pain. I was so fresh. Like it was
Oh my
like,
God.
so it's really nice to just have those little things to travel with, and it just makes life so much easier.
Okay, so this is sort of a travel 101 to anybody listening. I'm gonna start packing that stuff because you're right. Like, why not just have your travel kit that's ready to go so when you don't have to think about it.
Right. And also, I mean, heaven forbid your checked bag doesn't make it to you. Then you've got these little guys, little bronzer, little rose glow,
Yep.
lotion bar that actually can work head to toe, like you can use it everywhere. So it just makes it a lot easier for on the go and travel and those awful mishaps of checked luggage.
Oh my God, knock on wood, right? So yeah, okay. So that's incredible. And then the whole family thing is also so interesting to me because of course my kids are about your kids' age and I've tried to get, well, my daughter is involved in the business. I mean, she helps me with a lot of my product stuff as I was just sharing my,
Yeah.
right? But my son, who's a data scientist, I've been trying to get him to help me forever and he's just not interested. So how did you manage to inspire? I'm asking for myself,
Yeah.
not necessarily for the viewers, but like, how did you manage to inspire your son to want to lean in and do that for you? Because I need some advice.
Well, I think paying for college helps. No, just kidding. It's kind of like a payback.
Well, I did
Hey, I
that.
am paying for your
Still wouldn't
school.
do it.
So, I think so that's a total joke because they both
I
wanted to
know.
help me so much. But his chemistry background, it's not what he does now. But he
Not
studied
what he does
chemistry.
now.
No, he's not a chemist, but he studied it in college. And
Okay.
he has that brain that because of that chemistry background, he could just pull scents together and say, well, you know what, for this certain soap, I think we need this to balance it out. Or, he just really has that great scent capacity, but it also makes him a great mixologist. So he'll like make his own blueberry simple syrup and stuff like that for cocktails. And he's a
Ooh.
great chef. So it's all connected, that
Oh,
chemistry
he is
thing
like,
that
is
I
he
didn't think about.
married?
He has a
I'm not
very
asking
serious
for me.
girlfriend.
I'm married. I'm asking, for other single women out there.
And the bad part is I also force them to be my models. So yeah, there was that too. Like, hey, you guys have cute friends too. Let's make them all models for Corsica.
I love this. This is such a genius strategy, right? I've tried to get my kids to be models and they're like, no, not having it. It's a little frustrating. I need some other techniques to twist their arms. But that is amazing. And the other thing is like, what would happen if he created something that you really hated? Does he handle the feedback? Or is that not
Yes.
happened? Have you
No,
loved
no,
it?
no, no. He definitely has. And I mean, I I would like to think I'm a bit more constructive with my criticism. Like, you know, having worked with professional athletes, I have worked with
True,
big egos before, and so
true,
knowing
true.
how to work that situation. So my son is very easy to just be like, "Hey, Ian, this is awesome, but can we maybe just go a little bit more in that direction?" And he's great.
Okay, that's also good because if not, that can get tricky. And is he still involved or what does he do now?
Well, he has a real job now too, but he still definitely helps me with the scents and everything. And my daughter still helps me with some of the social and marketing good ideas. And honestly, some of the influencers we've used. So she's been really good about sort of vetting them and picking some good candidates. So they have their own careers, but they're still involved with what I'm doing.
That's nice because, they care, right? And
Oh
they
yeah,
want to
no, they're
see.
wonderful.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, my daughter's involved in my business. My son is not, but I keep trying to twist his arm. But my niece is involved. I dragged her in. She just had a newborn, and so it was sort of like a flexible schedule kind of thing that worked for her,
Yeah.
works for me. And I'm like, as we're growing the CBC and I need more help, that's been quite good. But okay, so let's talk about some of your specific products. I completely understand how you would have started with the lotion bar, but what inspired you to then put the mica in it and do the sort of shimmery, glittery kind of thing? Because that's like a different use case in a way.
I think it was really my daughter who came up with that idea. And it's nice, because the lotion bar, when you put it on your skin, it gives you the really, it's just very skin softening, but it still has a little bit of a, I don't know, like makes your skin look nice and a little bit glowy, just makes
Mm.
it look like soft and nourished. And so she was like, what about be kind of nice to have something that was all over like the lotion bar is, you can use it all over, but that had a tint to it. And so that's really where we came up with that. So we came up with the bronzer first. That's this one, that little Corsica glow. So that's
Yep.
like the color in it. And this one I love. I use like in the hollows of my cheeks, put a little bit up there, décolletage, shoulders, legs, everything. And then from that, we were like, well, if we have a bronzer, it'd be really nice to have a little blush one too. So they kind of are like little buddies, big buddy, little buddy. And that's the one that has the pink to it, that.
Yeah.
Um, what we like about them is like the lotion bar, they're just super multifunctional. So the bronzer you can use head to toe wherever you want it, and the rose glow you can use that. I mean, I just kind of use it on my cheeks and a little bit on my chin, but other people will dip it on their nose and use it as eyeshadow and stuff. So it's nice and multifunctional. You can also use it on your lips because those don't have essential oils in them. They just have actually organic flavoring at the
Oh,
place out of California that they produce organic flavorings for like well, for lip balms, but
okay.
also for like baking and stuff. So you can use these on your lips. So you're not getting essential oils going into your body. It's just nice flavoring. And we use that to take away the smell of the beeswax, but it also makes it okay to use on your lips. So it's kind of fun. And then obviously, then you're like, whoa, what if it'd be nice if we had something even more portable? And that's that little rose gold lip balm word
Yep.
that you mentioned earlier. And that's nice because you can stick it in your pocket and go. And like I hate to carry a purse. I'm a really bad purse carrying
Oh,
person.
me too.
Like I just carry a little like thing like that to stick my credit cards in, and that's it. So I can stick in a pocket. So I like this because I can stick it in my pocket. And if I really need a little something on the go, I can take it out and put it on my lips. But I can also go like this and like rub it in,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I'm nice and rosy from this little stick. So it's just all about convenience and kind of multi-functional products is what we do.
So what about the pixies?
So this is the gold one.
Oh,
So
how
pick,
did you think of making them different colors? I'm curious.
well, we started off with gold. There's a group that I get our mica from because it's very eco-friendly. They've got the little bunny seal and everything for being very natural. And um, we have a partnership with Four Ocean. So we're a certified cleanup partner with them. So anything we do, I would be careful about it anyway. but especially with something like this, like there are those products that like there's a spray with glitter in it and like an oil with glitter in it and things like that. Those are awful for the environment and they're not
Yeah.
very good for your skin either. So the group that where we get the mica from, their glitter mica is actually there's no microplastics in it at all. So it's safe for the oceans, it's safe for your skin, it's safe for everything. So I really wanted to play around with all the colors they make in this glitter
Yeah.
marker. So gold was the first, but then I'm like, ooh, let's play around with the silver and let's play around with the red. Let's play around with the blue. So those are the four colors we came up with. If they came up with another color of this stuff, I would try that too. Just because it's so much fun. And I think gold is the most popular, but not everyone's a gold person. You know, some people prefer silver.
Yeah.
Some people prefer the pink because it's probably the most subtle one we have. And then the aquamarine is actually one of my favorites because it's like a mermaidy color. So I kind of like that inner mermaid thing with that aquamarine. So I really just want to use their stuff because I know how eco-friendly it is. So in these lotion bars, it was like, you know what? To have a little sparkle would be so much fun. Just, I think we thought of it around New Year's. Like, wouldn't it be fun to just be kind of glowy for New Year's and sparkly? So that's when we started practicing it. Like in the after Christmas rush was over, we started practicing with it then because it does take in the formulation, you know, you want to know how much glitter mica to use and is it going to spread through well? Is it going to be scratchy? I mean, we kind of had to negate a couple of them because the glitter mica was just a little scratchy, like it was a little bit bigger
Oh,
particles.
interesting.
So
I mean,
that was really a concern for us too.
it's like ground rock, basically, right? Isn't it? So
Yeah, so
it's
yeah, so it had to be something that was going to be because the lotion
yeah.
bars just go on nice and smooth on your skin. So I like the Pixie because it's skin nourishing, but it also gives you this little shimmer. And it's nice for music festivals or the beach, date night. You know, cheerleaders love it. Like little cheerleaders, they love
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Um,
I don't think people realize just how bad glitter is for the environment.
yeah,
And now, if even the nail polishes that have glitter in it, don't buy those, people, please. It's like that's so bad.
yeah.
And I actually think when Barbie came out, there was like a lot of glitter. I don't know if you noticed it, but I noticed like
I just noticed there was a lot of pink.
a lot of
Yeah,
pink, but also like stuff that was, glittery. And so much of it is just not clean. So you can be
right.
stylish and clean, is my point. You
Yeah,
can get a product like Pixie, which is going to give you that little oomph that you want, but not have to worry about the damage it's doing to the environment, because that is a real thing. And
yeah. I think it's the most unique product we make too. There really isn't
yeah,
anyone else in this space that makes this.
I have
But yeah,
not seen
it's fun.
anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I really haven't. And the other thing that I want to point out, because I've had the pleasure of sharing that product with a lot of people in the various stores and the glows, and they work on every skin tone.
Yeah, that's true.
It's, because sometimes people are weird, like, oh, this looks really dark. And then the glows are deceptive because that stick that's bronzing, it looks like it's going to go on quite dark. But when
Yeah.
you put it on, it's just gives you a beautiful, like, um,
It's
uh,
you, but a little more radiant you.
and it's
Yeah.
great on darker skin too. I've
Yes.
tested it. It really is beautiful. And same with the rose colored one.
Yep.
Beautiful on different skin types. And that's incredible too, because so many products are not inclusive.
True.
And I feel like yours are super inclusive. Like they really do work. No, I mean, they really work across. I have yet to have somebody go, oh, I don't like the way this looks on my skin. Does not happen.
Well, that's good to hear.
No, I just, so I think that's pretty amazing. Okay, so what about the healer? Was that just another extension of the lotion format?
So in an interesting way, like back to during COVID, the way we first started selling stuff, you couldn't do trade shows or anything then because that was all shut
Yeah.
down. So I actually started at a farmer's market nearby, and that allowed me to really find out what people, that was kind of our R&D, I would say, what people wanted and what they were looking for. One of the first customers we had was this young girl who on her hand, it was almost like little slices had come off, like she skinned herself somehow. And she'd been to the dermatologist and they gave her some serum, which she said really like made it sting when she put it on, and also wasn't keeping it on for very long, like it would wear away. So they took a lotion bar, her and her mother, and she came back a month later. She's like, and she showed me her hand and it was like all healed. And she's like, this is the only thing that has worked for me because it stays on, like protects it. She goes, but then my mother ran over it with the car. So can I get another one? And I was like, yes, of course. Here you go. But so hearing stories like that is like, wow, okay, these things actually, they don't just nourish your skin, they kind of have a little bit of healing properties too. But then there'd be a couple of people saying, you know what, I love the texture of it, but I just can't do any essential oils at all. Like that's too, like any scent or any scented oil is just bad for my skin. So the healer, see, oh, this little guy. We came up with that because it's the same as our lotion bars, but it has one of our ingredients in our lotion bars that actually no one really knows about except for estheticians is the babassu oil. So babassu is a nut, just like coconut, but it's sustainable, but it's more lightweight than coconut oil. So it doesn't, coconut oil can actually give you acne. Babassu oil prevents acne. It's just way more lightweight. And it has amazing anti-aging properties and healing properties. So for our healer, same formula as our lotion bars, like shea butter, argan oil, all that, but there's no essential oils in it. There's actually a little bit more babassu oil to make up the difference for not having like citron or lavender essential oil in it. So there's nothing in it. So it's been perfect for people with sensitive skin. And that's the one we just had it clinically tested and approved for sensitive skin. So it was really great because it's a Fitzpatrick test, they call it. And out of 87 participants who register as sensitive skin, it's a scale from 0 to 10 as far as like any kind of problems with your skin. They're all zeros. So we got 87 zeros,
Oh,
which was awesome. So now we're actually in
that's huge.
January hoping to get the seal from the National Eczema Association for this little guy. But with people using it, then they tell me, oh, I use it on my sunburn. It was perfect. I'm like, wow, that's great. Oh, I had bug bites and I used it. It was great. So it's like all these other things you find out that it's good for. I think people have told me like burns from the oven, stings, insect stings, bug bites, sunburn, blisters, stuff like that. So it's a nice little thing, just to have around for all those other things too. But I especially love that, especially in winter, I've had people tell me how they just have red, rough skin all winter and they like have to wear gloves all the time. Oh, I'm in Indiana for anyone who doesn't know that. So we do get cold. Actually, we're getting snow tomorrow. So yeah,
Oh
we
my
get
God.
cold here. Yeah. But so it's nice that something like this you can put on your skin and it's protecting it against the cold. So hearing those stories of people saying, oh my gosh, this is like the only thing that has worked for me, I am so glad. It's nice because, and I know you find the same thing, it's kind of nice to be a problem solver for people because it
Yeah.
just makes their lives a little tiny bit easier. And who doesn't want that? And I think the same thing for Masami, it is like a problem solver for people. And that just makes you feel really good about what you're making.
Oh my God, I love that. I think you're right. I mean, I think for us, we wanted to solve the number one hair issue, but not weigh your hair down. And when people use our products and they love it, there's nothing better, right? It's just such a
I
good
mean,
feeling.
I love it. This is my hair. I use your stuff. I love
Yeah,
it.
your hair looks awesome.
It's because of
Well,
Masami.
yay. So the healer is interesting because also the other thing that I've noticed about your products is that they last a while because you're not just dumping a lot of lotion that's
Yeah,
just
no
all
waste.
over, right? And
Yeah.
right, it's like if you think about using something in a very mindful way and almost targeted way, you can literally just apply it where you need it, and have the benefit of that lasting quite a while, I think, which I mean, look, my products, I always tell people you don't have to use a lot. Little bit goes a long way. Um, which I think is part of our value equation, but I think yours are the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, I agree with you. It's just no waste. We also don't have any water in our products, so they're antibacterial. And I like that because obviously being partnered with 4Ocean, that's just another nice thing we're trying to do for the planet and not using up water where we don't need it. But yeah, no, I like that. I mean, I love that they last a long time, but then I don't get to sell as many to a
I
person because
know.
it lasts a long
That's the
time.
thing. It's like sometimes people say to me, but you're in the business of selling hair care and you're telling people not to use it as often. I'm like, yeah, but my feeling is if they buy my 10-ounce shampoo and it lasts them 6 months or, even 3 months, they're going to be really happy about it.
Yeah. And
And
they'll
then,
tell other people.
and hopefully buy it, in that, whenever they're finished. But if they burn through it in 3 weeks, they're going to be
Yeah.
annoyed because it's, it, and that's the other thing too, is like, as you're talking about your ingredients, for anybody watching, like we use really high quality ingredients. I can assure you that there's a big difference in ingredient grade or quality among the same ingredient. Like you can buy it from one manufacturer and they do it more in a mass produced, I don't want to say pesticide way, but kind of, um, versus like some of the more sort of fair trade, is
Yeah.
important, and B, like ethically produced and sourced and cruelty free and all, when you really get the ingredient quality, it makes a difference in the formulas and it is expensive. So that's why, when people kind of say, "Oh my God, why is it so expensive?" Well, it's not because we're making, 99% margin, trust me, we're not.
Right.
But the ingredients we use are super high quality. And I feel like yours are similar in the sense that you're getting mica, which is not, it's not like, again, if you want to compare it to glitter, it would be a lot cheaper to get glitter. But the idea is to be sustainable, and we don't want to do that. So I don't want to say there's a price of sustainability, but there kind of is a price. If you really want to be a good citizen of the world, you have to be more mindful and thoughtful, and that stuff is harder to do.
Yeah. And I mean, whatever you put on your skin kind of gets absorbed a little bit.
Yes.
That's why people don't want aluminum in their deodorants and things like that. So I'm not comfortable with little bits of metal or microplastic being on someone's skin like that's in glitter. I don't necessarily think that that's a super healthy thing for people either, not just the environment.
No, you're right.
It's like our mica, that's actually natural earth pigment. It's kind of like when they will take rocks and kind of ground them down, and that's the color you get. And that's the way people used to paint, was the pigment they used was actual natural stuff from the earth, like
Right.
ground down and everything. So,
Right. It's not chemicals and fake things.
right.
What's your take on CBD? Do you think,
Uh, we have our little, just so you mentioned it.
yeah,
Um, I think so. I mean, self-confess, I actually was one of those people that never even tried marijuana or anything growing up, like nothing. So I've never tried any
wait,
kind
and
of
you're
drug
from
at all.
Indiana?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know if it was being because I moved obviously from Australia when I was 17.
Yes.
So I don't know if I missed all that stuff by the time I moved over here or what. But so I was always very like, ooh, CBD, I don't know. So the muscle drug we make, which once again is all natural, we use hemp-based CBD in that. It's actually zero THC in it, and we have to have that, and we have to have that certification of the 0% THC in it because we have professional athletes that use it, and they get tested. And
Oh,
we even have some truck drivers that drive like commercial trucks and stuff. They get tested too. They have to do drug testing for DOT stuff. So we have to be really careful what we put in it. So I am fine with CBD. I learned our CBD we actually make with the formula of a chiropractor who works with the Pacers and the Colts and PGA players and stuff. He'd had the formula before, but it was in a cream. And so when we started making the sticks, he's like, "Can you put this in a stick and add CBD to it. So what's nice about this, because it does smell like menthol and peppermint and wintergreen
Yeah.
and all that good stuff, but you don't have to put your hands on it. So you don't get anything on your fingers. You can just use it wherever you need to and
Yeah.
rub it in. What we found with this CBD, so it works with your body's own cannabinoid system, and your body's cannabinoid system, it's a little science lesson for everyone,
Yes, I want to know.
works with your body's biochemistry. So your body's biochemistry will basically, when you hurt yourself, it'll send that signal of pain to your brain. And then your brain gets that cannabinoid system working with the biochemistry to go straight to where that pain is and address it and start to heal it. So that's what the CBD in this works with your body's cannabinoid system. So it kind of aids in that. So we found out that this actually works for chronic pain, workout pain, headaches. And now we've actually started working with a group of amputees. And so they get like phantom pain, and they also, just from putting the prosthetics on, get pain. Or if they're walking, let's say you have one leg that's a prosthetic, but that sends pain to your other hip, where where
Yeah.
your full leg is, that can give you hip pain and arthritis over there. So it's really nice finding ways that this works for so many things. I even have a friend whose dad uses it. He has MS, and this is the only thing that works for him. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Let's find out why. Well, one of our ingredients in this, called copaiba, is actually a natural nerve blocker. So it helps with people who have that kind of nerve pain too. So I don't know what to tell people about the gummies with CBD. I mean, I think it helps people sleep. I'd say don't take too many, otherwise it's like driving drunk if you get in a car with your CBD
Yeah.
gum loaded up. But I think it definitely helps people get to sleep, and it's a natural way for that. So I think, I know that people do like the tincture too, like the little drops or something
Yeah.
as well. I don't think I'd want to do that because I don't want to put oil. I don't want to ingest oil like that.
Yeah,
But I know
you're
some people
right
swear
about
by
that.
it.
Hmm.
So it's a personal choice. But our CBD I like because it's just topical. So, it's just going to go where the pain is, but it's not going to get you high.
So
Sorry.
how does the no, that's interesting. But how does the CBD work? Does it deal with inflammation? Does it target the pain? Like, how does it actually?
So the CBD it definitely targets pain. There's other things in here that work that are as anti-inflammatories. And there's like arnica in it too that really helps like with tissue healing and stuff. So, and then camphor actually that's in here actually brings all the other components together and allows them to work more efficiently together. So it's really super interesting finding out about each one of the ingredients that's in here.
Oh my God, I love it. That is definitely like every product that you have is one of those that every house should have, right? Like you should just have, because you never know. Like you get,
Uh,
okay, the healer for burns, I get so many bug bites. I can't even, if I showed you my legs right now, you'd be horrified because I just was in Dominica and the bugs freaking love me.
oh, well, who
And
doesn't love you?
oh God, please. But and by the way, the bugs do not bite anyone else. My husband is like fine. Our friends are fine, and I have like 300 bug bites, and I just don't know. But the reason I'm sort of not totally pissed about it is I learned when I had cancer, mosquitoes didn't bite me when I had cancer.
Oh, so that means you're super healthy.
So it means I look at it as a good thing. If they're willing to eat my blood, drink my blood, it's not contaminated, because apparently they can smell the cancer just like dogs can, and it
Wow.
smells rotten to them and they won't bite you because it's like contaminated food source.
Who
Isn't that
knew that
fascinating?
mosquitoes were that picky? But I'm sorry you have 300 bug bites, but you can brag to everybody else that you are clearly the healthiest member of your group.
Exactly. Exactly. So now I'm kind of like, I'm annoyed, but I'm not that annoyed that they're biting me because at least I'm like, well, I mean, that's a good indication that my cancer's not back. So as long as they're still biting me, I'm sort of okay with that. But the point is, I need your healing balm to kind of deal with all this stuff now because it really is annoying.
Yes, yes, yes.
Anyway, well, this has been fascinating. I always enjoy talking with you and I always learn something. So there we go. Like every time I'm like, I learned something new. So thank you. And if anyone is interested in trying Jane's products, there's a number of ways you can do it. You can visit the CBC locations. She's in Miami at Adora Therapy until the end of December. She'll be in the Upper East Side, starting in December for 3 months. She'll be in, I think, Crozet? No, yeah, you're in that one, I think, aren't you?
I'm in Knoxville.
Oh, Knoxville. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. So if you're in Knoxville, you can pop by and Image Studios at Annie Lucas Hair or Neighborhood Bar. Neighborhood Bar is great. And then you can get her online, corsicascents.com, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And follow her on Instagram, Corsica Scents. And if you have questions, and if you found this really interesting, just drop your questions and we'll get back to you or send her a DM.
Yeah, you can, if anyone DMs me just at Corsica Sense, it's actually me who answers all those and gets those. So yeah, you too. Excellent.
Anyway, so thank you. And I will see you soon, I hope, in
Yes,
person.
me too. I miss your smiling face in person, so that would be really
Oh.
nice.
All right. Well, thank you.